Hey YouTube! If you follow me on social media, you probably know that I just got back from the hospital. This video is going to be about what happened, what's going on with me, my invisible illness. Again, Crohn's disease. I know it doesn't look like I'm very sick. That's the magic of makeup and braiding your hair when you don't have the energy to wash it. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what was going on and how I got through the hospital stay and how it was more manageable than normal.
You're live for the whole world to see, bud. What do you want to say? I'm thirsty.
So, let's get started. I have some notes here. I uploaded my last video just last week and was talking about perseverance and knowing your why and keeping going and fighting. And March was a great month for me. I trained almost every day. I was eating well. I was feeling great. Then with my Crohn's disease, the time of the month comes and I'm in a lot of pain, more than normal. If you know the pain scale from the hospital, I'm usually around a 7 out of 10 around that time of the month, whereas during the month it's usually around 5. This Friday that just passed was tough. I was in a lot of pain, but I was pushing through it. I even went to the gym Thursday. I didn't go Friday because I was listening to my body. I knew I needed a break. Saturday morning came around and I was in excruciating pain, a 10 out of 10. I've never felt that kind of pain before. I've been to the hospital many times for my Crohn's, but it was never so bad that I couldn't think. I was crying. I was trying to get ready for my day, trying to push through it, listen to my own advice, but at the same time I knew something was wrong and something was different. So we headed to the hospital. Stephen and I headed to the hospital. It was 4 hours before I was able to be seen, and I was in and out of consciousness pretty much, trying to fall asleep just to get rid of the pain. It was excruciating. They didn't give me any pain meds. They did some tests once I got seen. They couldn't get an IV in. It took 7 total pokes. They got an IV in and they couldn't get blood, so they had to go through my hand to get blood. And that's finally when I got pain medication. So I got in Saturday around 7. I got pain medication, I don't know, around 12 maybe, around that time. They did some CAT scans and they found out that I have perforations in my bowel. So I have holes in my bowel, as well as an abscess was starting. So the plan is to have me on really heavy doses of antibiotics, 2 different kinds, prednisone, which is a steroid, while continuing with that chemo med I was telling you guys about before, as well as an Asacol, as well as a lot of other medication. But those are the main ones. So my blood levels were really low, still are. I'm dizzy right at this moment. My hemoglobin was 61. It's supposed to be 120. So they wanted to do a blood transfusion. Due to some risks and fears about having children in the future, I really wanted iron infusion, and we talked about it, and so we went that route. I got the iron infusion, and as of yesterday, it only went up to 68, but they said it takes time, so hopefully it'll go up in the next few days. Today's my first day back at home, and one of the best things is being able to be with my little monkey. I had a surprise when I got home. I've been waiting for these Beagle pants. You can see they're a puppy. For a few months now. I bought them from China a couple months ago and they really made me happy. They were here when I got home. And I'm going to be here for the next few days, resting, watching Netflix, doing what makes me sane, and yeah. So I just wanted to let you guys know what happened. I'll keep you updated. I'm feeling better. I'm on a lot of painkillers. Something I didn't mention is also they're putting me on long-lasting daily painkillers and painkillers as needed, which is why the brain fog. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys some tips on how to get through a hospital stay. Like I said, this was not my first rodeo. I've been to the hospital for my Crohn's many times, and I would say that every time that I've been was a lot harder than this time, even though the pain this time was a lot worse. And the reason I think that is because I put into practice these tips. So, my first tip for you guys, and I have them written down. Tip number 1 is fight for yourself. The nurses are there to help you, they want to help you, but they are understaffed. A lot of the time, there's mistakes being made, and they are not perfect. They're doing the best they can, but you need to be your own advocate. You can't sit in that room and just hope that everything's going to go right. A few things I had to fight for was they screwed up my food menu, and I didn't get fed for 2 days. I needed to fight to get Jell-O. So, fight for yourself. Number 2 is write all your questions down when they come to your head. Have a notebook by your bed and think of them before the doctors come to see you. A lot of the time, the meds that they're putting you on, like right now, it makes it hard to think, and you can only do one thing at a time. So when doctors come to see you or nurses are asking you questions, you lose track, you forget, and then everybody leaves the room and you're like, oh no, I wanted to know this or that. So I had a list of questions, some of them being, is the training that I'm doing, did that affect my bowel? Answer is no. It's actually more helpful for my Crohn's to keep exercising and training. I actually had more knowledge from the journals and medical journals that I've been reading and researching about exercise and diet than the doctors did. Be prepared for those doctors because they're going to come in for a minute or two. They have lots of patients, and you need to be prepared to ask those questions for yourself. Number 3 is food, nutrition. This is so important. The hospital food, like we all know, is disgusting. Insert picture here. This was after I spoke to a nutritionist about getting my food, and we went through the meal plan for the whole week. I was there for 5 days. This was what I was given after talking about my food. So, you need to know what they're going to feed you and make sure that you're going to eat it. Nutrition is the way you're going to get better, at least when you're able to eat. So, fight for it. Get a nutritionist up to your room. Are you snoring? Are you sleepy? Snoring for you guys. Get a nutritionist to come up to your room and speak with you. I spent an hour and a half with that nutritionist. I can't have milk, but I can have this and that sauce. The nutritionist went through every single option that I had for the day, and I chose what I wanted. Granted, it still wasn't the best, but at least it was better than what I would have had on any other basis. Also, you're allowed popsicles and ice chips and Jell-O. Don't be scared to ask for it. Press your call button, wait that time, and get the nurses to bring that food for you, because the worst thing for yourself is to be sitting there hungry. So those popsicles were a lifesaver to me, especially when I was on the liquid diet. Insert picture here. I actually have an aunt that works somewhere else in the hospital, and she was able to bring me these popsicles when I wasn't getting anything else, and they were gluten-free. I checked the nutrition label, 60 calories, which at least was something when I wasn't getting anything, and they kept me sane. They honestly kept me sane. The next one is things you love. So if you're going to the hospital, like me, when I went Saturday, I knew that I wasn't going to be coming home Saturday. I mean, okay, sorry about that, my camera cut out. But back to things you need when you're in the hospital. So, hydration, bring your own. Wipes, wet wipes, those are great for keeping your face clean. Comfy socks, pajama pants, things that make you feel like home. So yeah, you're going to have to wear that gown, but you can wear slippers, comfy socks, pajamas, have your hoodie, so you're comfortable and so you're warm. Stuffed animals. I know it's crazy. Steven brought me the panda, and honestly, I know I'm an adult, but laying in that bed and when no one else is there, it's just good to have something to hold on to be honest. And things to keep you occupied, so family brought a puzzle, and I'm obsessed with Hello Kitty, as you can tell. Tip number 5, keep moving. So, like I said, my pain was a 10 out of 10, but eventually with the pain meds, I was able to get down to around a 7. And I was there for 5 days. So I could have just laid in that bed like I did in the past, but this time I made sure to get up and go for walks. So I wanted to do a little hospital room workout because I've been working out so hard, and it's not that I cared about how I looked or if I was gaining weight or losing weight while in the hospital. It's the fact that my body is used to moving, and sitting in a bed for 5 days and not moving is is horrible for me, and I knew that. So some of the things that I was able to do, just right beside my hospital bed, attached to my IV. Unfortunately, I didn't record it for you guys because just wasn't my top priority, obviously. But like some body weight movements, some squats, just moving up and down, bending up and down. Maybe I'll show you guys. So let's hold off on that one. Maybe I'll put the clip in here. Here are some of the basic movements I did while beside my bed attached to the IV, just to keep my blood flowing and to make sure that I wasn't deteriorating in that bed for 5 days. Best bet is to go on walks with family and friends, but when you can't, standing beside the bed, bouncing up and down a little bit, just marching in place, bodyweight squats while watching Netflix is better than nothing. It's easy to get weak, so keep moving. The next tip is don't be afraid to let your family and friends know what you need, and they will be there for you, and they will be the ones to get you through the hospital stay. So this might be my last tip, but it's my most important. Don't be afraid to say no to visitors. A lot of people want to support you when you're in the hospital. It's a scary thing. You want to go there for that person, but sometimes that's the last thing you need. Or it's the number one thing you need. So there's been times where I'm in the hospital and I feel so alone, and all I want is a friend. So text that friend and tell them, like, I need you here. At the same time, if you're exhausted and on the amount of pain and medication that I was on and drained, and you just want to watch Netflix, then tell your friends and tell your family, when I get home, maybe you can come visit me then. Or I'm doing okay, I just don't want anyone around right now. And they should understand, and don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you need to be there for them, because the one thing that you need to be focusing on is getting better. So do what's best for you. For me, something that really worked this time was not having that negative thought of, oh, I'm going to be in here forever. I mean, it passed my mind. It does feel like jail, but just know that you're going to get out there. Visualize being healthy. Visualize resting at home, laying in your bed, laying with your puppy, getting better at home, so that you can get out of the hospital and you can go home and get better. I just wanted to end this video with saying that I know it's cliche, but everything happens for a reason. So I don't know why this happened to me, and that's God, and only God's gonna know why I have Crohn's disease and why I have a hole in my bowel and why my progress has been stopped in its tracks. But something I did know is that I was in the hospital this week because I needed to be there, for myself and for others. My roommate was a man who got diagnosed 3 weeks ago with terminal cancer. 3 weeks ago he was working and driving kids around. One night I was talking to a girlfriend of mine on Skype, and we were having a conversation about something she was going through. And it was late at night, I can't sleep like I said, and this roommate's wife was passing, she was leaving, and I quietly asked him, like, am I talking too loud? I was trying to whisper, and she's like, no, actually, he's having a blast, and he's on so much medication, but this is the first time that she was able to see him laugh. So he was pointing over past the curtain at me and, like, giggling and laughing at my conversation. It was kind of private, and me and her had a great laugh because I was able to put a smile on his face, and I was able to know what was going on with his treatment throughout the night when his family wasn't there because I wasn't sleeping, so I could tell them in the morning when the nurses couldn't. And at one point, Stephen brought me downstairs to see a dog with glasses. Hopefully I can put the video clip in here. It was hilarious, but I videotaped it and I brought it up to the room to show him, and it put a smile on his face. So I know I was put there for a reason, and hopefully I can make some of his last days a little more enjoyable. If that was the one reason I was there, then I'm glad. And honestly, Crohn's has made me who I am today, and it's going to push me through the future. I have to keep fighting. I am a fighter. I will keep fighting. I'm off to bed. This has taken a lot out of me to record. So thank you all. Have a great day. Keep pushing. Fight for your goals. You'll get there. Like I always say, if I can do it, you can do it too. Have a good day. Bye. You know the drill. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment below, and add me to Instagram.